Today's date is December 7th, 2021, and I'm doing what a lot of you are probably going to be doing within the next few weeks. Reflecting on everything you've done within the year and either being proud or putting your head down in shame due to missed expectations and goals. Rough, I know, but don't worry, I'm right here with you, and to relate to you even more, I'm going to expose why I think I failed in 2021 and what you can learn from it.
And go for me.
Before we start, this video is sponsored by me. If you're a subscriber and wondered why I was gone for the last 3 months, it's because I was building my first online course called Adaptable Vocals. Adaptable Vocals is a course where I teach upcoming mix engineers and indie artists how to mix vocals for any style, voice, or song. If you are a mix engineer or artist who struggles with mixing vocals, I highly suggest you check out this course. You no longer have to waste hundreds of hours scrolling through YouTube looking for the perfect tutorial when you can get back to making music and releasing more next year so you don't fail like I did. If that's you, head on over to the link in the description and enroll in the class today. I want to take things back to the last few months of 2020. I was just wrapping up my first year of producing full time. I was making the most money I had ever made in my music career. Genuinely, I was happy. But I knew I couldn't stay this way forever. I knew I had to be bigger and better than what I was already doing. This thought lingered in my head for the last 3 months of 2020. So I came up with a single goal that will overarch all my actions in 2021. And that goal was to scale my business. I was able to envision my life. I was going to produce a ton of records, mix a ton of records, and in between all that time I was going to make paid and free sample packs. This was it, guys. One single mission in 2021. I got this. January. So I continued to do what I do, produce and mix records, but something didn't feel right. As the months kept passing on, I found myself hesitant and procrastinating on making this so-called sample pack to grow my business. At that point, I was pretty much just chugging along and content with doing what I was already doing. And I knew scaling was something to look forward to, but why wasn't I acting on it? It took me until May, 4 months until I dropped a brand new sample pack and I didn't even put a price tag on it. Looking back, I think I was just blindly throwing things at the wall hoping it would stick. I soon realized, for that year at least, maybe sample packs weren't my calling. This scared me because now I had zero plan and no idea how to scale. I was completely lost. And when I get lost, I tend to turn to my heroes and inspirations. I ended up turning to one specific person, and his name is Travis, a trio, singer of the band New Heights from the Tumblr days, millions of streams on Spotify, overall successful as a modern day artist, and more importantly, a brand new friend. You see, Travis saw what I was doing for the last 2 years. Sharing value, making content, producing for others, and pushing the community forward. Because of this, he offered to coach me in my business, and knowing the state that I was in at the time, I accepted. We hop on a call, and he saw great potential in the baby boy blue side of my business. His suggestion on how to scale was to actually double down on the baby boy blue releases. In high key, I loved this idea. I knew I was neglecting the artist side of my music, so I thought, hey, why not revamp it? Covers, remixes, new music, collaborations, I was gonna do it all. I was locked in the studio making a backlog of music to release almost every single week for the rest of the year. And after making 5 tracks, something bad happened. I got depressed. Something just got over me in the midst of all that. I didn't want to open my DAW. I felt stressed by all the projects that I had accumulating on the back end. I was scared that I was losing so much money and feared going back to a regular part-time job just to pay the bills. A few weeks had passed and bravely I hopped on another call with Travis. I told him everything I was going through and he respected me for being honest and walked me through things even further. One thing stuck out during my time with Travis as my coach that I'll never forget. When he asked me about my goals for the year, he asked me to write down why I wanted these things. Why do you want to scale? Why is this important to you? how does this benefit you and the people you're targeting? Instead of writing down the typical answers of accolades, wealth, and fame, I wrote down answers like financial freedom, being able to support my family and friends, and to be a great figure in this music community as a Filipino American. I think that I needed this for my future and especially for this video, so hang on to it. So what now? I was 6 months into the year and I had deemed my original goal a failure. No way was I going to scale my business in 6 months without a plan. So I just continued. I got out of my depression. I started making more content, more mixes, more productions. At the very least, if I wasn't going to scale, there was no way in hell I was going to let this year go down from last year. And I was successful at it. Here are my income charts compared. I'm not afraid to show it, but this thought of still being something better was still lingering. With that, a brand new thought emerged. I think I should spend the rest of the year planning and learning how and why I want to scale my business. In comes a figure that has actually been around for my entire music career. This person is Graham Cochran. I had discovered this podcast, The Graham Cochran Show, and realized that I've actually been following his career for my entire music career. Not only does he have a successful YouTube channel called Recording Revolution where he teaches people how to mix, he now has this new business where he teaches businesses like mine how to scale. And since I already trust this man with my music and my life, I'm sure that I could trust him when it comes to business. Graham is all about selling online courses and providing free and paid content like what you're watching right now. And when I took a hard look at the audience I have now, I realized that 80% of them follow me for the value that I bring to them. So I was in the car with my girlfriend and out of nowhere, it's like a light bulb just came across my head and I turned to her and said, what if I made an online course about mixing vocals? And then the idea was born. I spent the last 3 months making this course. I broke down a bunch of times, cried a lot, but unlike the sample packs and Baby Boy Blue releases, I did not give up. I worked through the noise day in, day out, and when it was finally done, a weight was just lifted off of my shoulders. But something happened within those 3 months that brings me to today. I remember in the middle of it all, I had a conversation with my girlfriend and told her that I failed this year. That idea actually directly impacted the making of this video, so thank you. 5 minutes after confessing that, I turned to her and said, I don't actually think I failed. I think I spent this entire year learning why I need to do the things I do. So you may be looking at yourself within the next few weeks thinking that you failed like I did. I don't know, maybe you didn't go to the gym as often. Maybe you didn't start that business idea, or maybe you're like me and stayed stagnant the entire year when you actually wanted to grow. First and foremost, I am here to tell you that that is okay. Oddly enough, I don't think that you need to be progressively growing. Sometimes it's okay to stay at a place you're in right now because it's the perfect breeding ground for you to come up with ideas to take you on a new path in life when you're ready. Second, if you truly feel as though you failed, I want you to look at yourself and ask, why? Why did you want these goals in the first place? And if you wanted them, is there a deeper reason why you procrastinated or didn't do it at all? I think back to Travis's question prompt from time to time and realize that honesty with yourself is where you discover the true purpose behind the things you strive for. So going into 2022, as you're writing your New Year's resolution, I want you to include a little why right below it. As for me, I am going to continue making these YouTube videos, continue making TikToks and Instagram posts. And my why? Because it brings a ton of value to you in the community, because it can lead to the eventual financial support for me and my family, and because at the end of the day, doing this is what makes me happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week.